The moment you think of Starlink, you think of actually the Russian-Ukraine war. And despite the fact that Russia had degraded the Ukraine capability of internet and communications, the Starlink devices actually in the initial days of the war made a huge difference. They were able to allow Ukrainians to utilize the communication. They could help the Ukrainians maneuver their drones. And that's the place where I'm worried is that, as you said, and as Elon Musk has said, that it's not available over India, but it's available in Burma or Myanmar. And there are there is definitely an overlap of the satellites. There's definitely a situation where along the border areas of the Indo-Myanmar border, Starlink devices will be working. It's a major issue, Karthik. It's a major issue because using this, you will not be able to prevent, as the government does, control the internet situation and the passage of illegal information, the passage of inflammable information. And therefore, it's important for us to understand how we can actually degrade this. And as you remember, Karthik, towards the after the first year of the war, the Russians had developed a device called the Kalink, which actually could be used to counter the Starlink device. And that helped the Russians destroy a large number of devices and were able to beam down because, as the Russians said, radio, the method of using radio waves has not changed over the last 60, 70 years. So this is serious because it puts technology in a place where there is no law. It allows people to utilize and transmit false information. It could also allow high technology weapons to be targeted specifically, onto particular places in maybe Imphal and Churachandpur or in different areas. So it's indeed a very serious issue, Karthik. It's very, very serious, and we have to take it very seriously.
Does Starlink has the capacity to reshape, as you said, the war theater? Does it have the capacity to reshape a war theater?
Reshape is a very big word, Karthik, because in Elon Musk's hand lies his ability to shut down Starlink shadows. And if some insurgent group has been able to use this in the shadow areas or the overlap areas of the Indo-Myanmar border, connecting with Elon Musk will definitely allow him to shut the areas where these satellites are operating at the moment and prevent them from being used in our border areas. But yes, it's a change in technology. It's a change because we can't there is no way that you can jam Starlink unless we get the Russians to give us the Kalink device. But even then, you can imagine,
Isn't that
Karthik.
These Russian devices are an antidote to Starlink? They were able to.
Yes, yes. They were able to help the Russians identify the Starlink terminals and to counter them by allowing them to use their drones and destroy these Starlink devices, which is the reason why the Starlink became degraded in Ukraine after the first year. But in the first year, these Starlink devices were very useful and helped the Ukrainians counter the Russian drone warfare in a very big manner. And sometimes actually the Ukrainians were actually winning because of these issues.